I have one more medical matter involving music, and it has to do with what happens when a song gets stuck in your head and won't go away. That is called an earworm. Leave it to the Germans to come up with a word for this. They call it Ohrwurm. It's also known as hum sickness, repetinitis, or tune wedgie. Kind of like that. This phenomenon is probably as old as music itself. In fact, Mark Twain wrote about it in a story called A Literary Nightmare back in 1876. The only way to get rid of an earworm, according to Twain, was to somehow give it to someone else, like a virus. In the 1950s, Arthur C. Clarke, the 2001 A Space Odyssey guy, had a short story called The Ultimate Melody. And, of course, there was poor Cartman on South Park.
Yes, come sail away with me. Come sail away with me. You got
He had a problem with Come Sail Away by Styx. The only way to get it out of his head was to sing the song all the way through. It's estimated that 98% of the human race has experienced an earworm. Both sexes get them, but they tend to last longer in women and are more difficult to eradicate. Nobody knows why. People with OCD have it the worst. There are people who have been prescribed medication to make these songs go away. You can see why this condition has been the subject of much study. Researchers at the University of Cambridge in England think they know why we get earworms. It's because when we first hear a song, our brain creates a basic template of the notes it has to process. This includes attributes like timing and pitch and tempo. Every time we hear a piece of music, the brain burns through all these templates in its database until we find one that matches the tune. That's when we recognize the song. However, these brain databases periodically get corrupted. Our personal music search engine gets confused, and occasionally it gets locked in an infinite loop, sort of a blue screen of death, if you know what I mean. That search string plays over and over and over in your head until something happens to snap us out of it. And scientists are very interested in this phenomenon because it tells us a lot about things like memory.